Good morning, folks. We're live here at the Ghetto Fabulous Studios, where we can't afford therapy, but we can afford you. Today's rant: being American. What does that mean? Well, we have African Americans, we have Chinese Americans, we have Muslim Americans, we have Asian Americans, we have Latino Americans, all kinds of folks. Now, America was built on the combined ideas of many nations. America would not be the great country it is if it were not for all the different races involved, all the different religious backgrounds involved in building it. That is why we have freedom in religion. We have freedom of speech. We have the right to bear arms. We have the right to remain silent. We have freedom from illegal search and seizure. We have the right to vote, the right to own land, the right to start a business. But what is it being an American, and what's it all about? Now, here's where the rant part comes in. For everybody that wants to be an African American, a Chinese American, a Latino American, a Muslim American, Asian American, if you hyphenate your name, whatever, American, you, ladies and gentlemen, are un-American. You are anti-American. Number one, being a Muslim American. A Muslim is a religion. It's Islam. It's not a race of people. It is a religious philosophy. Okay. I'm white, of Anglican descent, Protestant Christian. Who cares? I am an American. I respect my rights and the rights of others to believe as they choose. I don't have to label myself to make myself special or different or unique. I am a part of the greatest country in the world. I am an American. My freedoms were bought with the blood of patriots. Over 250 years worth of fighting to retain these freedoms. You will not usurp them by labeling them, oh, he's a white American. He's a Lutheran American. He's a Protestant Christian American. He's a British American. He's an Irish American. He's a Scottish American. No. This is my country. This is the country I love. I live in America. Not England, not Ireland, not Scotland. Now that may be where I'm from, by genetics, by descent, but that is not who I am or where I live. That should not even come into the equation of where do I live. Now, if you would like to be an anti-American, that's your right. It's also my right to dislike your attitude. It's also my right to rail against what you believe in at the top of my lungs. Because it's America. It's where freedom reigns. Now we've got lawmakers, senators, congressmen, presidents, vice presidents, judges, lawyers, who like to tell us how we can live our lives within a set of rules that's already crystal clear. They are also anti-American. They are not looking out for anybody's best interests but their own. They're self-serving. They are taking from my freedom and your freedom and your children's freedom and my children's freedom. And they are picking it apart one little hit at a time. Their laws are restrictions on our freedom. I would not be surprised if those who serve in the military did not rise up and put down the usurpers, because they swore an oath to America as patriots to defend us against all threats, foreign and domestic. Well, I'm here to tell you we have a domestic threat. And the domestic threat right now is in charge. The domestic threat to an American society, presidents, vice presidents, senators, congressmen, lawmakers, judges, attorneys. Now, I'm not talking about at a state or local level. I am talking at the federal level. Now, there are state authorities that are just absolutely off the chart. And we can run down a list of all the ignorant restrictions being put on Americans. Now, it all comes back to one simple thing: respecting the Constitution of the United States and what was done to make the Constitution and what has been done to uphold that Constitution. Respect for the blood on battlefields all over the world. Respect for families ripped apart by loss and pain and sacrifice. Sacrifice for you and for me. And we are fools for taking that for granted. We are pathetic in the way we vote. We are apathetic in the way we vet our lawmakers. We are allowing them to keep their hand in the cookie jar while slapping us with the other one. They are misusing the greatest power in the world. America is such a power that we could end world hunger in a year. 1 year. I'm not joking. The ability of the American farmer knows no limits. But we have made it impossible for the American farmer to do what they do so well. Through environmental restrictions that are ridiculous, through support of large conglomerate corporate entities that put the market in such a state that the individual farmer cannot survive. Instead, ladies and gentlemen, of sending all of this cash to world dictators who do not feed their people, we turn America into the biggest soup kitchen that ever existed. We start producing goods that are quality goods that are of value and needed around the world. Building materials for homes, for schools, for infrastructure, clothing for the naked and the cold, shoes for those that have none. Reading material, computers, power sources, and food. We could literally, for what we are spending on a bloated governmental entity, could feed all the people in America and around the world. We could clothe all the people around the world. We could illuminate all the people around the world. We could educate all the people around the world. For what we are spending on a bunch of wasteoid, dweeby, dirtbag, stupid lawsuits that are tying up the court system. For all the ignorant, stupid, nonsensical laws that are putting good people on the chopping block. We start letting the states and local governments handle their own criminals. Certainly we can bring federal charges against them, but let the states deal with their own criminal element. Let the people in those states deal with their own criminal element. And stop all this federal lawyer hullabaloo. Our Department of Justice is nothing more than a scam artist trying to make money off of loopholes in the law. No law is going to be perfect. But the Constitution depends on you. America depends on each and every one of us to uphold our civic duty. Don't do stupid stuff to other people. Be respectful of their space, their property, their lives. Stop trying to take what is not yours. Do not abuse the weak. Do not harm the innocent. Now that's not just a religious belief or a moral, stronghold, or it's common sense. You don't walk up and smack a baby. And you don't have relations with a child that are unwholesome. We need to deal with our criminals as criminals instead of pampering them, putting them and clothing them and housing them and feeding them and medicating them and catering to their every need and whim, and allowing them to file lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit from their comfortable little jail cell. There are Americans that are working 2, 3 jobs that don't live as well as a prisoner, nor do they eat as well, nor are they cared for as well as a prisoner. You commit a felony, you're found guilty of it, you pay for your own incarceration. either through work or after you get out, you pay a portion of your income to pay back the state for your incarceration. All prisoners in every state should be treated the same. No rights, no access to law, no access to freedom, no access to television, radio, newsprint. They should be taught to read, write, add, subtract, multiply, divide. They should be taught the history of this country, world history, and that's it. Anything else is a luxury. Any nonfiction is fine. Fiction, no way. They do not deserve entertainment. They are being incarcerated. And by doing this, we would reduce prison sentences and increase the level of rehabilitation of the American population. And yes, folks, I am telling you, the population needs to be rehabilitated. We don't respect what we have. We don't appreciate what we've got. We don't enjoy our freedoms. We demand them. What does it mean to be American? It means to be a brother and a sister to a large family. It means to be a mother and father to a large family. We're all a part of the American family. Doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter what you believe, doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter who you love, it doesn't matter who you live with, it doesn't matter whether you're married, single, divorced, widowed, separated. It doesn't matter how much money you make. We are family. All of us. All of us together. And family has got to learn to get along. Respect the freedoms that were bought in blood. That's an American. That is a patriot. That is a citizen of this country. That is American, not anti-American. Now, anybody that wants to embrace another country, good on you. That is absolutely, you're right. Get your ass on the next plane out of here. Bye. Revoke your American citizenship. Become a citizen of that country. That's your right. That is your right. But it's your responsibility to quit trying to fundamentally change this country and go live in the one you want to live in. If you want to be a communist, go live in a communist country. If you want to be a socialist, go live in a socialist country. If you want to live in an oligarchy, go live in an oligarchy. Go wherever you want to be. But America is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the people that fight to uphold those. The struggle to be better than the sum of our parts. People, we're better than this. We are America. We are the greatest country on the face of this planet. We are the most revolutionary idea to come in the history of mankind. And it's time that we take the lead and stand up for what we believe in. Uphold the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and denounce the efforts of the usurper to take away those rights and freedoms. Thank God.